Hundreds of us have been holding a peaceful protest on the lawn since April 17th. As students at Columbia, we have 3 demands. Divest all finances, including the endowment, from corporations that profit from Israeli apartheid, genocide, and occupation in Palestine. 2, provide financial transparency of all investments. And 3, ensure amnesty for all students and faculty arrested, disciplined, or fired in connection with the movement for Palestinian liberation.
As the media spins language of violence and ignores our story, they reveal their ignorance of the reality of Jewish life by portraying the Jewish people as a monolith and erasing the stories of the thousands of us fighting for a free Palestine. When I was marched out of the encampment in zip ties, I did not flinch. I walked into a space of love and joy, of solidarity and liberation, expecting to be met with violence by the institution I call home, simply because I cannot and could not stand to be complicit in our university's ongoing support for Israel's genocidal campaign. There are no universities left in Gaza, so we chose to reclaim our university for the people of Palestine. I was suspended from campus 3 hours before my arrest, along with 2 others of my peers, because I have been a vocal Jewish voice in the solidarity movement since early this year, and I was arrested on a violation for trespassing on my own campus.
It's indefinite, an interim suspension, indefinite.
I have never felt more proud to be Jewish and more in line with the values of my faith than when I was being taken out of Columbia's lawns with my hands zip-tied behind my back, alongside 107 other students, risking safety and suspension in order to push our university to divest from genocide, apartheid, and occupation in Palestine. In zip ties, I walked in the path of my Jewish ancestors, like my great-grandfather, who was part of the 1905 Russian Revolution. Like other Jews under the Tsarist regime, he was confined to the Pale of Settlement and experienced the constant threat of pogroms and the brutality of state violence. He risked his life to fight for a better world. I cannot, in good faith, honor his memory and ignore the checkpoints, the bombs, and the settler violence that Palestinians are subject to every single day. My college administration, my representatives in Congress, and my own president have continually acted as spokespeople for the Jewish community, equating anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism. They silence us, suspend us, create barriers for us to practice our faith so that they can say that we are a fringe group or that we're not real Jews.
We
as Jewish students, have willingly and proudly put everything we have on the line because our vision is unclouded. We understand the immense and profound interconnectedness of it all, of us all.
Because they are in danger. What do you think about that? I mean,
months ago, I was sprayed with a noxious chemical on this campus. Multiple of my friends were hospitalized following the attack. I was bedridden for a couple days, and I felt extremely unsafe on my own campus. I feel unsafe when Columbia professors like Shai Davidai tell me I'll be on the last train to Auschwitz and then try to get into my university. And I think I empathize with individuals who feel uncomfortable with certain rhetoric, but I remind you that we live in a country and we go to attend a university that extremely values free speech, open dialogue, and rhetoric, and I would encourage everyone to listen to a variety of perspectives and to analyze what it means to not like something or disagree with something versus to actively be in a position of being unsafe. Because when you are arrested, dragged out in zip ties, and have red marks on your wrists for days after the fact, when you have a seizure in jail, like one of my friends did, when you have an asthma attack in jail, when you have your wrist dislocated, that is what being unsafe is. I've been called a capo many times in the last couple of months. I have never been called a Judenrat, which I deem as particularly disgusting, and I have not been told that I would be on the last train of Auschwitz. Many of us have families who are Holocaust survivors, and I think that, especially coming from a professor on our campus, this is one of the most hurtful things. I know that some of us have been called disgraces. I've been called self-hating. I've been called neurotic.
I myself, and I can only imagine how my Palestinian peers feel, have been racially profiled, harassed on the streets. Barnard students' hijabs have been pulled off of them. They've been questioned. The anti-Muslim hatred has not been acknowledged in any certain terms by this university, and I find it unacceptable that this unilateral focus from the press, and most of the targeting that I've experienced, almost all of it, has actually come from my supposed Jewish community who have abandoned and excluded many of us on the basis of our political convictions. So it is our own who are labeling us as disgraces, and these are some of the most hurtful and deeply anti-Semitic remarks that I've ever been on the other side of.
Recently, I had the privilege and the pleasure to speak to over 200 of my colleagues across various campuses, and we all discussed what the future of this movement would look like. We compared demands, we compared the repressive environments, and we all shared a similar sentiment that we would not stop, we will not rest until our universities divested from genocide, divested from apartheid, divested from occupation. We all share the same spark, and we all understand that the youth will lead this movement. We are the next generation, and we do not stand for hatred, we do not stand for bigotry, we do not stand for violence. And as a Jewish student, and the Jewish groups I've been communicating with, we do not stand for this in our name.
So that's it. If anybody needs any kind of follow-up information on top.